Selfishly, we have to where I am now, better than before. Who knows open doors? Where I am now, where I am now. I'm in a special place. I'm telling off the grace. Where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, Where I Am Now. And if you'd like to see us live at WGPL 1350 Studio, WMVA 88.9 FM Studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us right here in the studio. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, Where I Am Now. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM, WPCE 1400 AM, WMVA, better known as Joy 88.9 FM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. Go to YouTube. Subscribe to Crystal Records 1, CRISTO Records 1, and we'll shout you out. We promise.
Shout out, yeah.
Ooh, it's a cold day, Mr. E.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, What day is it?
Today is Hump Day.
What a great hump day.
Yeah.
You all should be up and popping.
It's the middle of the week, Miss Hinton.
Surely is.
And guess what? Folks should be out and about and getting into the Christmas spirit.
And staying warm, honey, because it is definitely a cool one here in the Hampton Roads area. But getting ready for Christmas, that's what we all are doing. Hopefully, little by little. I have the tree up and some other little things. But Mr. E, I'm going to go ahead and dive right into it, because before you know it, December is going to be here.
That's right.
And we're going to be whizzing right through Christmas.
You'll pass it before you know it. It'll hit you and go.
Just like this year.
That's right.
It's gone past. So, and the summer, it was like, well, where did the summer go?
Once you get into August, that's the ball
That's
game.
it.
Look like somebody put the foot on the accelerator and say, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it.
Nevertheless, we love being here on the planet. God has blessed us tremendously, and we're not going to complain. We're just going to go with the flow.
You got to go with the flow. You can't do nothing else about it. You can't change the time. You can't change the season. You just got to like it and keep it moving.
Absolutely. So, Mr. E, this is our FYI's Wednesday segment. What's under the hat? Issues concerning you men.
That's right. Everybody want to know about the brotherhood, but just before we get started, Miss Hinton, put your finger on your telephone and dial this number when we say time to dial 757-624-9475. Men, this is for you today, men. The men only, no women. That's the men.
Yes.
757-624-9475. Issues concerning you, us men.
Yes, we have 2 giveaways. So men, get ready. We know you're out there. So listen, if you all don't participate, young men, we're gonna take it right over to Fun Friday, where we know the ladies, because we do our segment, What's in Your Closet? Issues concerning us women. So
brothers,
men, it's for you today. We have 2 $25 gift certificates.
Brothers.
And it's a Visa cash card. And you all look, come on and participate. We want to hear from you.
757-624-9475.
That's later on.
If you ask the question why I'm saying the number ahead of time, because you know us men.
Yeah, y'all sleep on things.
Yeah.
But anyway, Mr. E, yes. And plus, guess why we're doing this? We are celebrating 8 years FYI Radio Morning Show live. So happy anniversary, Mr. E.
And the same to you, Miss Hinton. Happy anniversary to you.
And look, this is what we're going to do today. Mr. E, co-host Edward Everett, a.k.a. Mr. E, he's going to recap some of his favorite What's Under the Hat issues concerning men's shows. So, Mr. E, are you ready?
You know, Miss Hinton, I'm ready. I just want a recap on some of the shows that we had. And one of the shows that I like so much is Why Men Shut Down. I am so excited to let everybody know that there is reasons why men shut down.
Tell me.
Just in case you don't understand, for some people, shutting down emotionally is a response to feeling overstimulated. It doesn't have anything to do with you or how they feel about you. If your husband or your partner shuts down when you cry, for example, it may be because they don't know the best way to handle that emotion.
Well, that's a good reason, not knowing how to handle it. So why say anything or respond? But that kind of gets under a woman's skin.
That's right.
And so, I hope there's a remedy or something that men can do that can, get them out of that funk.
Miss Hinton, I decided to pull up some more information that we have put on our show one time before. 5 reasons men do not do not open up why they shut down.
Before you do that, I want to shout out Chris Hinton, my son. Happy birthday. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. So,
That's
Mr.
right.
E, you got something for us, huh?
That's right, Miss Hinton. Why men shut down. And one of the main reasons why men shut down, there are 5 reasons, is that men do not always know how to make their wives happy.
What?
Yeah, we don't know how to do it.
You should know by now. I mean, you've all been on.
Don't know.
As long as men and women have been dealing with one another, you tell me a man still don't know how to deal and make a woman happy. Why?
Every man wants to be his wife Romeo. This is the easy doing dating when after he has said I do, his brain deceased.
It deceased.
The production of a new love hormones go.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he learns about emotions, communication grows up, comes to the surface. If he was taught to stuff his feelings and do the right thing, he continued to do that as a marriage progress.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen here, I'm gonna tell you what. Let me give you men some advice. Now I'm gonna tell you one of the problems. When a man meets a woman, a man is a hunter. He goes after her. Woo, he wants that woman. He'll go to the mountain and the valley,
to the moon,
and back to get her. But this is the problem right here.
That's right.
He spends that quality time. They're talking. They're sharing all kind of things, and all of a sudden, he gets preoccupied with other things like work, which is not a bad thing. his homies, which men usually they get this camaraderie, this thing going where they have to hang out with their peers and whatnot. The peers are a great influence to them. A woman, when you give her all this attention at first, and then a little by little you pull back, and it's not wrong to pull back on because you got to have a life. But that's one of the problems. You stop giving what you gave at first when you're hunting. You can't do that.
So you're trying to say the same thing it took to get that woman, you got to do the same thing to continue to keep her.
I'm saying you're going to have to balance it and make her understand that, listen, it's not that I don't love and care for you like I did, when I was hunting. It's that I do have a life. But you can't sit back. And I know some guys that have, started the hunt, and then all of a sudden they do get preoccupied. They hang out with the homies. Well, I got to go out and hang out with them all the time, and I got to do it. So it becomes where she was the center of his world. Now it's a little different.
And the thing about that, Miss Hinton, the same thing it took that man to get her, he got to continue. And here's another thing. Men, you can't, because you got the woman now, you got the hunt, you done caught the fish. You got, in order to continue to keep that fish feeling wonderful with scales on it, you got to keep doing the same thing.
You got to do some things. You got to show her that attention. I mean, she has to be the focus, because I'm telling you one thing, if she's not a woman, let me tell you about a woman. It's not a woman segment, but a woman will start her complaining.
That's
you
right.
ain't doing
it. Ain't no complaining. It ain't no complaining.
A woman will start her complaining, which drives a man even further. That's when he shuts down.
That's
when you start acting like his mama, and when you start nagging on him. Now, I'm not saying some of that stuff that you're saying is not the truth, ladies, but that is, your approach is just as wrong as him pulling away after really giving you 150%.
That's right. And so number two, men feel overwhelmingly shame.
Yeah.
Shame is a paralyzing feeling of not being worthy in a relationship.
Ooh.
It destroys the confidence and self-esteem of a man.
Wow.
Man feel overwhelmed with shame. Some of the things that they try to do, you don't appreciate. One time or another, you used to give that man great gifts, and then all of a sudden, you make it your business. Go down to the Dollar Tree, to a $1.25 store, and get that stuff in the center aisle with the plastic wrenches, the plastic screwdrivers, things of that nature. So sometimes man feel overwhelmed and shame because the feeling not worthy anymore.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing, man. I'm trying to give you all some advice. You can't be laying in Delilah's lap and tell everything. That's one of your problems. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing about a woman. When it comes time to the battle, she may not be physically strong, but that tongue, she gonna take all the things you told her. She gonna turn it around and say,
"That's right.
I got you."
That's right. Because
that's it. So you got to stay out of Delilah's lap telling everything.
That's right. Because, that makes you feel shame, because shame is hard to explain, often difficult to make sense of. The diffused, dark, yucky feeling that shame produces often makes a man want to emotionally pull away until they feel better. Yeah. The third thing that causes a man to shut down, Miss Hinton, is they are emotionally flooded.
What does that mean?
The intense of a female emotions can cause a man to be overwhelmed with their own emotions. Even if the man don't know how to name their emotions, the fear and anxiety that they are feeling makes them want to explode.
Why y'all so? Wait a minute, what's that all about?
You got to remember, folks don't feel like that. Men has feelings also.
Okay.
Men are emotions also. They cry just like everybody else feel. They said you ain't a man if you don't shed a tear. But see, when we was created, when God created the woman, he created her with tears. And so he didn't leave the man out with having feelings and with tears also. So, a man has a tendency of not showing his emotion. Wow. He goes back and feels shame and hide his emotion, because after the hunt and stuff started happening in the hunt, that you'll watch that lion after he's been defeated, he'll walk away in shame.
Wow.
Men often afraid that if they begin to express what they are feeling in the face of their wife, frustrations, it will come out as anger and make the situation worse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you all not too shy when it comes to those emotions like
That's
that,
right.
anger.
We don't know how to do. We don't know how to talk about it. We don't know. We can't put it in the right words. You know, when a man tried to express himself, he said, "It's like, it's like, it's like, it's like, it's like." Well, you just said 5 minutes ago it was like, and now she's calculating and taking in all this stuff that you just said, and now she said, "Make your decision. Make your mind up. Which way? I don't understand. You got me just confused. I don't know how you feel." And so they're shut down because they figured that you ought to be able to read between the lines as we begin to discuss things with you.
Well, Miss E, how instrumental is a woman, she has that gift with that tongue of making a man shut down. Before he gets 10 words out, she got 150 words out.
1,000 words
So how
out.
does that work? I mean, how does a man process as, especially with the gift a woman has, a gift of gab, and she can definitely fight with her tongue. How do you all process that in the middle of argument or disagreement?
Here's what it looks like, Miss Hinton. Flooding or emotional overload. It's an overload to us. Can be repaired with both people in the relationship learning to stop defending themselves and slow down their communication.
Yes.
By slowing and expressing hurt, safety will create an order to respond without being overwhelmed. In other words, Ms. Hinton, they have to be a way that both sides have to pay attention to each other.
I like that.
When a man talks to a woman, she's got to stop and listen.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to express himself. You see, a woman thinks with both sides of her brain, and a man only thinks with one side. And he's trying to process with the other side, so that he can have a comeback.
Yes.
So he can express it explain it the way that he know how. That's why men today don't know how to express their emotion. They shut down.
Well, Mr. E, how instrumental is the truth? Because the truth will immobilize a man too. Because listen, he may think he got all the sense in the world, and that other person will come and with the truth and say, look, this. He's got to process and sometimes try to get out of the truth. So how about the truth? Telling a man the truth about stuff, can really get him where he's going to shut down.
That's right. When you tell a man the truth, when you let him know what's really popping, just like, for example, instead of using your children as a bullet in a gun, instead of saying to that man, really, Bob is not your child, that causes him to shut down.
Oh my God!
That causes him.
Down, and he may go crazy.
That's causing. These are some of the emotional things. You remember last week you told me that this, and this happened, and how soon you forget that you told me. See, a woman don't forget anything.
She don't.
She does not forget. She remember what you said about 50 years ago and can bring it back up today. A woman is just like and I'm not saying y'all are elephants. It's just like an elephant. Don't forget nothing.
Not a
thing. So, and you come back 50 years later and say, you remember you said this and you said that, and he done gone on.
He don't even remember that.
He don't remember that he said it, and he causes him to shut down. The last one, Miss Hinton, they automatic disconnect during conflict. They automatic disconnect. This is one often required for professional help. Both men and women who have been traumatized learn to disconnect from their feelings awareness when they are threatened.
Yes.
They dissociate, separate from their own emotions to protect themselves from feeling pain.
When a man is going through problems, that's when he shuts down as well.
Right.
He don't really know how to come out and say, because that shows, he feels it shows a weakness. It's like if I have problems on the job, or if I've had problem with friends or relatives or whatever, sometimes he can't come out and say, this is it. You may see it in anger in other ways, but, he's got to learn how to process it and then communicate it.
Some men, men just don't know how to explain themselves. They get all discombobulated. They get confused. The tongue get all tied up. They get amped up. They get hyper because you looking at them in a certain way. It's just like when mama look at you in a certain way, she can cut her eyes at you, or she can take a finger and point at you. And that's the way men are. We look at and we see mama. We're mama's best friend. Mama is our best friend, but when we get somebody who has the same mechanics as mama is, that brings us down. Don't lie to me, boy, don't lie to me. And then mama look at you and cut that eye. And sometimes women has those same disciplinary ways, just like mama does. And mama never ever forget anything that a man says. And sometimes men, when they go to talking, they go to rambling. They don't make sense in what they have to say. So now, that's one of our recurrent shows that we have.
What's another
Why
one?
Men Shut Down.
All right. What was another one that was your favorite?
Well, another one that we brought attention to, I'm bringing the information, is that child support.
Oh, wow.
Men sometimes don't feel that, that they should pay child support.
Why not?
They feel that in the relationship, and some men feel that they wasn't the cause of it.
Well, some men feel like they're paying the woman who they despise now after having a baby with her.
That's right.
They figured, I'm giving this money to her. No, you're giving it to the child. And so some of them do resent the fact that they have to give that money to that woman.
That's right, because they figured that, hey, look, I got to keep a roof. She's got to keep a roof over that. They don't realize they got to keep a roof over that child's head. They got to feed that baby. They got to clothe that baby. And so since you saying I got to pay so much money, for what reason? Let the baby come and stay with me. And men fight tooth and nail. Well, I am so glad to let our men know that the court system is now changing.
Yes.
The court system is now changing, where they're looking at both parents to see whether or not the man is qualified to take care of his child, or the woman is qualified to take care of the child.
Good morning, Virginia Sawyer. She says, really? Now, listen, explain that really. What did Mr. E say that made you say really? But anyway, child support. Men, they sometimes they do resent the fact that they have to give out so much money. But like I said, it all depends on how their perspective on, what's happening with the money. Do they feel the mother is taking it and having, things done for the child? Do they feel like this is a party hound and she's taking that money and, she's doing her thing with it? Or does he feel like, hey, I can't even live on what I have. How come I got to give everything to you and the child?
Because, if that child was in the house, I understand, why you got to pay child support. I understand, because if you're living in a certain way while the mama and the child was together and the daddy was together, if you live in that certain way, it's no sense of that child living below its means. If you, and especially when you're a man and she's a woman, and now the court system back in the days of old used to look at a man as, hey, look, you can find somewhere to go, she can't. And that's why so many men are out there on the corners now, because they done been hurt and they done went to drinking, they done been turned down, turned over, and they feel some kind of way.
Well, Miss Lee, some men refuse to work. I knew a young man, and he stayed in the streets for years and years and years, because he felt like he was not going to pay that woman that he despises now money for the two children, and he just stayed in the street, got on drugs and stuff like that. So, it all depends on how men process this thing. Things are getting better and it's getting more balanced, because women now have to pay men to take care of children.
That's right. My auntie said, Miss Virginia Sawyer said that child support, do they ever stop to think somebody has to take care of their child?
Yeah, that's it.
Somebody got to take care of the children. And so, look, you may not be in the home, and I'm for it. I'm for child support. You may not be in the home with the child, and so since you are not in the home, or you being one of the deadbeat dads, I think child support payment should be for them that don't want to take care of their youngins. That's what I think it should be. If a man is doing everything he could possibly do to take care of his children, giving you the bread, coming by the house and dropping you off, or sending you the money, putting cash out and taking care of his child, buying his child clothes, and giving you the money to pay the mortgage or the rent on the house, then you should never take him to the child support system.
What? Oh my goodness.
But if he's taking care of his child, if he's faithfully taking care of his children, and you don't have any problem, but somebody, and as soon as he started getting on his feet, and you started seeing that the way that his living has changed and he can afford it. Some women, let me tell you now, some women want to see men standing on the corner with a cup in their hand.
Okay, see, that's funny. Oh my goodness, and maybe the hatred can go both ways now.
That's right.
But I'm gonna tell you the one that I like, Mr. E, while we're talking about what's under the hat, and that is You Are Not the Father. We did a series.
Wow.
And we found out that it was 3 men that discovered they were not the father, but one of them actually stayed for
right
years
there.
and years after discovering he was not the dad.
That's one of the hardest things in the world. And and he's still taking care of the child, and he's still doing what he's doing. But one of the hardest things, Miss Hinton, is when you find out you're not the dad.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, we're gonna do something for some of the guys out there. We have 2 gift cards. Look, call the number 1. Come on, you got $25.
757-624-9475. Men, pick up the telephone, dial now, and call us and let us know. Hey, 624-9475. That's the telephone, not the women, The men, pick up the telephone and give us a call, 757-624-9475, and tell us why, whatever comes to your mind, you're not a deadbeat dad. 624-9475. That's the telephone number to dial, and that's the telephone number why men shut down. 624-9475. Win a $25 gift certificate. Brothers, call in now.
I tell you, brothers, maybe a little bit, they may be driving or something, but I tell you what, just be calling number 1 and you'll get a chance. We don't have but a few minutes.
That's right.
In the meantime, Mr. E, thank you so much for your favors. We're going to do this for our ladies.
That's right.
Some of the things that stood out for us over the 8 years that I thought was pleasant, or now Mr. E wants to really get down deep and controversial with our segment on Friday. I think we have. We have a caller right now, Mr. E. Good morning.
Good morning.
Wonderful. Fine. You are a winner of $25 gift certificate. Thank you so much for calling.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Who are we talking to? Talking to who?
All right.
All right. Now, hold on, please.
Mr. Eve's gonna get your information. We got one more caller to call in, and wow.
What's your name?
We just really thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for your support for these 8 years. We're gonna give one more certificate today, and then on Friday, ladies, we have a couple of gift certificates for you all too. We want you to participate. And then we're gonna break down to our new segment, A Time of Giving, which is on our Christmas season. You all can participate. Those that have been our, faithful listeners and viewers, we want you all to make sure you tune in, because we're gonna have some really fabulous things throughout the whole week of December up until January the 1st. and we want you all to participate. Okay, Mr. E, real quick.
757-624-9475. Be caller number 1. Listen, you can win a gift certificate. I want to say thank you so much, Mr. Keonette Morgan. Thank you so much. But we got to get it out.
Absolutely. You can still call in, though, but we want to thank you for joining us. Just come over here for a few seconds, and we will just talk to you a little bit more about some upcoming shows. Be blessed. See you on Fun Friday.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 on WGPL 1350 Peace 95.3, WPCE 1400, WMBA 88.9, and all your social media platforms. And for more information, give us a call at 757-714-7861 and have a wonderful, wonderful hump day.
All right. Thank you all for participating. Look, we're going to hold that one extra certificate for on Fun Friday. We'll give 2 ladies a chance to win, but we'll hold one. We'll do another one for the guys. We'll hold that one. And for guys only. So yeah, Mr. E, you picked out some great ones. I would really love to, even talk a little bit more about some of the other ones that we did. What's under the head? Because we went deep, and that's what Mr. E was talking about. He was like, the ladies need to go down.
That's
down.
right.
I think we have.
I don't think
we have, but because we're on Fun Friday, sometimes we lighten it up. But you guys have really brought some good tea to us on our Wednesday segment.
That's right. I think that what we should go deep. We should go deeper than what we are.
Yes.
I think that what we should do is go deep so that everybody will be able to understand. It'd be a balance.
Yes, I'm looking at some of the comments, and Miss Virginia Sawyer said, it's not the child's fault. That's the truth. The kids should be taken care of by both parents in ways that fit. Now, to your point, Mr. E, it would be wonderful if, those things can be settled between the 2 people. That's a perfect scenario. But sometimes the courts have to get into it because sometimes there's not fairness on somebody's part, or somebody's neglecting to do what they're responsible for, or they just can't get along. And so sometimes the courts have to come into it.
And Ms. Hinton, here's the thing, and I've learned this in my lifetime, that child support, it has to be someone going down there and applying for the force.
Yes.
The female or the male going down there and applying for it. But I believe this. I wholeheartedly believe that if that man is doing everything that he could possibly do to help raise his children, I don't think that they should take him and drag him and treat him like he's someone who's not being responsible. If a man is being responsible and taking care of his child, he's providing clothes, a roof over the child's head, and not and giving the money to giving finances to the family. I think that what should happen, his name should never be downtown Norfolk as a child. Because some men they get caught up in that, they lose their careers.
Mr. E, I think I want to rewind to something that you said earlier, a bullet in a gun.
Yeah.
When you have a female that is really bitter.
That's right.
Ooh,
that's right.
Ooh.
And if you got a female that somebody is in her ear.
Yeah.
See, this what happened to a lot of people. If a female, if somebody is in her ear, girl, I just saw your man the other day, and he was sharp as a tack, and he done came by and gave you the money that that he's supposed to give you, and then all of a sudden you decided that you want to crush him. Girl, if that was me, this is what I'd do. Stay out of these folks' business. You know, if that was you, this is what you do. Stay out. You know, because they're using you trying to create a ruckus, and now the man has to go down to child support enforcement company and and go before unjust law and say, okay, fine, you need to pay this because you're making this.
Well, Mr. E, we got to also tell the truth about it. Some folk don't want to pay it. Some women, some men don't want to pay that child support.
And them are the ones that need to be done.
Those are the ones that have to go to court. There's a story with Angela Bassett in it, and she has a baby's father who refused to give her anything to for the children. And he was like, "I'm not giving you nothing." And then at one point in time, he said, "Well, if you give me something, hey, let's do something, and I'll give you some money." And she was really upset in this movie. And so you have so many different dynamics. But like I said, it would be ideal if two parents could come together without the courts, and then then you could do that. But when you have parents that don't want to comply or be fair, then you have to bring the court system in. But anyway, Mr. E has disappeared. Virginia Sawyer says the key word is, what's the key word, Miss Sawyer? But anyway, it's a big look. We're gonna do this after dark. We're gonna do this show, FYI After Dark, because a lot of people have a lot of experience with it. A lot of people have gone through this and can tell us how things play out when you're getting along with a parent, co-parenting and doing it well. They can tell us about that. Then we got the other side when all hell is always breaking loose. They can't get together for nothing. They need the courts. And even when they're in the court system, trying to let the judges and the court system figure it out, it's still chaos. And so we're going to do this for one of our shows, but we're going to balance it, because guess what? There are women now that are going through the same thing that men have gone through in the past with child support and getting visitation rights to see their children, or you got somebody in that person's ear, telling that man this, your woman ain't worth 2 cents. Don't let her see her children. You got all that going on. So we're going to have our FYI After Dark to cover this segment, the recap. But we're going to cover this segment, and we're going to talk more about it. In the meantime, you all, thank you so much. Yesterday, I was in the Royal Ladies Pie kitchen and cooking up some really, really good treats. I came up with a really nice balance of a dessert that I'm going to add to it. We already have the sweet potato pie deep dish minis, and we also have the regular one. We have the cookies, sweet potato cookies, sweet potato chocolate chip cookies, sweet potato oatmeal raisins, and then we're gonna have the newest dessert, which I will let you all know about, which is on the menu now. But yesterday, you all just blessed me and was able to come up with some things, and I'm going to keep doing it until we really have a full menu of wonderful desserts and things like that for any occasion. Don't have to be the holidays, honey. It's going to be for any occasion. So you all, thank you so much for your support. If you all need your pies pre-ordered for the holidays or for any day, 757-470-0224, or just email me at the Royal Ladies Pie, ROYALLADYS pie @gmail.com, or inbox me right here and we can fill orders for you.
That's right, Miss Cynthia. Don't forget to get those pies. And the other question that Miss Sawyer said, if is if the word I am, if, but that's the key word that she had. And don't forget to order them pies, get them pies, P-I pies. And don't forget that Chris Hinton, we want to say happy birthday to you again.
I want to say good morning to sweetheart Shannon Blanco. How are you doing? That's the mother of my beautiful grandson. I love you, Shannon. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for your support. She's one of my biggest cheerleaders. She just supports me, and I just want to say thank you, Shannon, for all that you do. And she really takes good care of my grandchild.
I want to say good morning to Miss Susan Berry. Thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. Thank you for joining us.
All right, now look, we'll talk to you all soon. We got some things that we have to do, but we're so glad. Look, don't forget to go to bulvickacademy.com, BULVIC. Get the game on your Android. You can go to Google Play, get it on through apple.com, or get it through the link at Bulvick Academy, BULVIC, along with the books, which come in English, Spanish, Audible, ebook, hard copy, soft copy, 2 books up there, and we got some other things planned for you all. BulvickAcademy.com, BULVIC. And Mr. E's going to tell us how to be a part of Crystal Records, actually, being a special guest, intern, or sponsor.
I want to say, if you'd like to be a special guest, intern, or sponsor of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861, or inbox us at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton Facebook page, our FYI Facebook page, or email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Again, that's FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com, or call us at 757-714-7861. I want to say congratulations to our winner. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Keon Morgan, for participating. I heard you on 95.3 FM. Thank you so much.
All right, so we'll see you all soon. Don't forget, Crystal Community Development Corporation Young Women Achieving Success Program, recruiting girls 10 to 17. 10 to 17. Let us know if your girl needs to be in that program. Call 757-287-6792. Inbox me right there. But look, have a blessed day. You all are wonderful. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful day. If you're in Hampton Roads, honey, make sure you keep yourself warm. God bless you.
Two down. VA.